Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today I'll be going through the top 5 most underused features in Minecraft. That's right, there are a bunch of really good features in Minecraft that people don't truly appreciate and don't really use as much as they should. And today's video is to let you know about these underrated, underused features so you can use them more and get that little bit of an edge in Minecraft. So please do like to if you do like it because it helps out a lot and listening will see more stuff like this on the channel. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? So let's start with number 5. So always a great place to start. And number 5 in this particular case is going to be an enchantment. An enchantment a lot of people consider to be boring or don't consider to be worth the time, but it's actually the best enchantment in the game just in terms of what it does by itself, because it's going to have to be the Unbreaking enchantment. So Unbreaking can be naturally found on a pickaxe, on a shovel, or on an axe, but as of the next update, it'll be found more naturally everywhere. But even if you just have to enchant a bunch of books to get this one, it's still the best enchantment for a bunch of good reasons. So let's explain why. Basically, Unbreaking, when you have it level 3 anyway, every time you hit something, there's a 3/4 chance that it won't use durability, which basically means that if we put it on our sword right here, it basically quadruples the durability. And since diamond tools already have, close to 1600 durability anyway, this means that when you quadruple that, you get more than 6,000 uses out of your tool, which, you might just think, okay, that's kind of cool, but it doesn't mean it's worth having on there over, like, sharpness, let's say, but it kind of does, because, the realities of, like, how much this saves is insane, because if you think about the fact that this will last for 4 times as long, even if you exclude the enchantment, this means that you save 6 diamonds, and 3 sticks if you care about sticks, but it means you save 6 diamonds and 3 sticks over not having to have 4 swords and just having the 1, but if you put an enchantment on there, if we do put sharpness 5 on here as well, it means this will basically save us 3 sharpness 5s, because the sharpness 5 will last for 4 times as long. It's insane on any manner of equipment. If we put it on our chest plate, then, the chest plate lasts for an insane amount of time, and it saves us 24 diamonds there, which, so basically, yeah, this is the most insane enchantment for just saving, diamonds and saving, experience points, and, yeah, it's one of those things that you probably should be doing because, it's just one of those win-win type deals. Unless you're loading up something and you just can't fit it on there, I definitely would recommend Unbreaking on pretty much every single thing that'll accept it, maybe minus a bow or a fishing rod, but yeah, that's what I have to say for that. Best enchantment in the game for armor, for swords, for tools. Go get it on a book and enchant it on your stuff. It's definitely underrated and underused, and you should use it some more. So yeah, let's move on to number 4 now, which comes straight off number 5. And basically number 4 on the list is going to have to be an item which if you do know about, you appreciate just how amazing it is. But basically, it's the Strength 2 potion. So bear in mind, this gives you plus 260% attack damage, which is insane when you really think about that. But if that to you that doesn't sound like it's really good, then think about it this way. So a zombie normally with just a regular diamond sword. I mean, this says Unbreaking on it, but that doesn't affect the damage. A regular diamond sword will take 3, sometimes 4 hits to kill a zombie. So I'll just show you that right now. And it's like, yeah, I guess that's nice. The 3 hits, and if the armor gets lucky, it's 4. Then yeah, that's kind of fine. But if you put one of these potions on, so let's just splash ourselves in the face, shall we? Then that 3 hits goes down to 1 hit. And that's right, this is an unenchanted sword. This is without, any sharpness level on there. And just imagine this, but on any mob which has more damage. So imagine, against imagine against the End Dragon, imagine against the Wither. It adds just insane amount of damage. It adds way more than any enchantment, in the game. And it means that, if you had to consider between sharpness 5 and, just a bunch of strength potions, always go with the strength potions. They're way, way better because they can then be combined with sharpness 5. That's right, if you put this on a sharpness 5, does it take a genius to work out how much damage that can do? Because you can also critical hit. If you hit someone while you're in the air, you get the sparks and it gives you the extra damage. Imagine just how much we're overkilling the zombie with a sharpness 5 sword, and that just begins to let you know about just how crazy the Strength 2 potion is. So yeah, the thing is, the Strength 2 potion, if you're not familiar, it's brewed Blaze thing. It just doesn't end up, being used as much as it should be in multiplayer, because if you have a Strength potion and the enemy does not, you win that fight 9 times out of 10 unless they really out armor you. The amount of armor they have to put on just to cancel out your potion is insane. And basically, if you have to pick one potion, it usually should be the Strength potion, in my opinion. So yeah, Strength potion, insane against bosses, insane against players, and just good if you want to, like, if you're going to the Nether to kill Wither skeletons, it's a big risk, then one hit them with a Strength potion and anything else. It's just a useful thing to do. So yeah, Strength 2 potions, pretty much useful for any situation where you need to hit stuff and the stuff takes more hits to than just one to kill. And yeah, I definitely recommend in just all circumstances, and it just doesn't end up being used as much as something this amazingly powerful probably should be. So yeah, that's number 4 on the list. Let's move on to number 3. So number 3 in this particular case is actually going to be, something that might sound bizarre because we do have horses in the game now, but it is one of the most, underused items in the game because, like I said, we have horses, but basically it is the pig with a saddle or the carrot on a stick. They kind of go with each other, but you might think, Toy Cat, I'm I'm confused as to how this has any value to the game whatsoever. Because, you know, the thing about these guys is they actually move slower than horses, and even if you put their speed up, some horses can still go faster. And you might think, okay, so I'm wasting all this carrot on the stick, which we're kind of doing right now, and let's actually head out the car. Which, by the way, this is my hideous car, in case you're curious. But yeah, let's head out there and let's you know, just walk along. You might be like, Toy Cat, this is almost slower than walking. This is barely faster than walking. I can sprint faster than this. Well, you know, bear in mind you can feed the pig a carrot, and then it's actually slightly faster than sprinting. And then also bear in mind that the cool thing about this, in my opinion, that makes it useful, is it's just an AFK way of getting from one side of your world to the other. So bear in mind the horse, you have to hold down forwards, and it's basically just a mount to make you go faster. Bear in mind the minecart, you have to lay down tracks first. If you want to just go from here, let's say I want to just cross the entirety of the Let's Play world, of the creative world, we'll just do it like this. Let's just go forwards, and now we go make a snack. I'm gonna go make myself, I don't know, a bacon sandwich. Let's go do that. I'm gonna stroke my cat now. See, I can stroke a cat and play Minecraft. That's something I can totally do, and that is why the pig with a saddle is actually pretty good. It's an AFK form of transport that also, you know, bear in mind it's got a few advantages, like it can fit through smaller gaps than horses can, and just in general, it's a pretty cool thing to use. So you see that, like that 2-block gap, we went through that. A horse would start choking and be like, yeah. That was a good horse impression, right? But yeah, so the pig with the carrot on the stick and the pig with the saddle, it does seem like entirely useless, but the reality is it's only mostly useless, and that might not seem like the best endorsement in the world, but the reality is, you know, it's the best we can get here. So yeah, the carrot on the stick and the pig, very useful thing, because you got to bear in mind carrots on the stick, they seem like it's a lot, but it's really just carrots and then sticks and string. You have a bunch of those things already, so might as well use it to get from one side of the world to the other with a lot of efficiency, and also you can do crazy things with the pig. I just think it's pretty great, and you should probably use it more than you currently do, because you currently use it 0. I can tell you right now you do, and there are some situations where it is quite useful, and it's worth checking out. So let's move on from number 3 to number 2, and number 2 is going to have to be the item you already see in my hand right now. That's right, it's the water bucket. So the water bucket is something you should always have on you on your persons, and you might be like, so Cat, that doesn't seem necessary. Well, the thing is, the water bucket has 2 major uses. First of all, if you are digging down and breaking the never dig down rule, or if you're just working near lava and you know, a skeleton's going to come by and it's going to knock me in there, the water bucket is amazing, because if you do fall into lava, you just have to kind of, splash yourself. It'll turn everything into obsidian around you, and it's going to slightly help your chance of surviving. If you manage to just swim out of the lava, let's say this is a big lava pool, I don't know why it's not, but let's just swim out of the lava, and you're like, oh, I'm going to die because I'm on, 2 hearts and I'm burning to death, then you quickly splash yourself, and boom, the lava goes out. If you're inside the lava, you place it there, it turns into obsidian around you. It creates an issue, but it's something you can usually kind of save yourself from, and given just how bad a lava death is, because remember, when you die in lava, it's not just your XP you lose, like normally, and it's not just your items get scattered, the items scatter inside the lava, and you lose everything. So, you'd lose your carrot on a stick that you so much care about, you lose your unbreaking sword, you lose all your armor, and you don't want that. So the water bucket is awesome for protecting yourself against lava deaths, but if you're like, you know what, Toy Cat, I don't die in lava too much, that's not important, then the second most important way to use it is to, if you're like falling off something big, and you're like, okay, I'm going to be knocked off something, I'm falling, or if you just want to fall off and you don't want to have to, make a thing every time, then what you can just do is you can use a water bucket, and that means if you're really good at placing it just before you fall, you can save yourself, because as of the most recent update, Title Update 19, or the one before that, I guess, basically, if you place it down, you only need to go through one, space full of water, which means all you have to do is, land in this, and you're safe. It's a reasonably tricky thing to learn, exactly when to press it, but if you can learn how to do this, reliably, it basically can save you, it saves you from death in an entirely other way. You're falling off the top, and you're like, okay, so I'm falling off like this, and I'm like, then you just have to, bucket yourself, and boom, you're safe. So, yeah, keep a bucket on your inventory at all times would be a recommendation from me for both mining down and accidentally falling into lava, or just accidentally falling off anything, really. It's just a lifesaver, and, if it saves your life only once every, 5 hours, it's still worth keeping on you, in my opinion. But that's obviously my opinion. So, yeah, water bucket, pretty great, and it's number 2 on the list, because, again, some people use it, but not as many as I would like. Maybe after the next update, the slime block will encourage people, but, who knows. So, anyway, let's move on to the next one here, which is going to be number 1 on the list. Also, this is the car, by the way. It's a really beautiful car, isn't it? Like, whenever people are like, oh, Toy Cat, your thing looks bad, I'm always like, can you compare that cat to this, and then tell me it looks bad. But yeah, let's move on to number 1, which is actually going to be a food. And you probably saw this food earlier on, you're like, that's going to be some on the list, and it's going to be number 1 now. But yeah, the food, which is the best food in my opinion, that a lot of people don't even know is the best, is the golden carrot. So a lot of people know the golden carrot's good. Of course, it's made from gold, it's got to be pretty good, right? but it's actually the best food in the game by a couple of measures. So it only heals 3, food bars, which, isn't the most amazing thing in the world. But bear in mind, some of you might have, not paid attention to, is my hunger bar during this whole thing didn't go down until just when we hit number 1, which means there's a full, 8 minutes worth of, just running around doing crazy stuff where my hunger bar didn't go down, and that is because of the golden carrot. The golden carrot gives the highest saturation value in the game, and you might think, okay, what's saturation? Saturation is how, much hunger you go through before your hunger bar actually goes down, and basically the concept behind this food is it means once you eat it, you won't need to eat for a very long time. I don't know how to prove this to you. I could fly around and do some crazy stuff, but basically once you eat a golden carrot, you won't be hungry for the longest time out of any other food, which means this is a really good so obviously it's made out of gold nuggets, so don't eat it all the time, but this is a great food for if you're about to go into a big boss battle and you don't want to be eating midway through or stop eating midway through. If you're going to fight the wither, if you're going to do any of these big things, take a golden carrot. If you're going to a PvP fight and you don't want to be eating mid-combat, just eat a golden carrot, and this gives you the longest amount of thing. And plus, if you take these with you, you're not going to need to heal more than 3 hunger bars anyway, and that saturation is just all that counts when it comes to combat, and that is why the golden carrot is the best food, and it's also the most underused item, because, it's such an amazing food, but a lot of people will be like, I'll just eat my baked potatoes instead. They're probably the same, right? And that's not true in the slightest. So yeah, hopefully, this video has helped you out in some way. Hopefully you learned about some item that you're not currently using that you probably should be. I'd very much appreciate a like on the video if you did like it, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. Share would also be very appreciated, because it lets other people find the channel and stuff like that. And subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, including showing off stuff like this big car. I swear it's a car, or the cat, or the thing, or just anything you've been curious about around here. It's somewhere on my channel, probably, maybe, potentially. And yeah, if you want to see that stuff, you can subscribe and you'll see it daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye.